questions. What leads to a happy life?
Realistically, money.
Being wealthy is definitely a big aspect of it.
Save a lot of money.
Money.
Earning money.
It's very important to be rich. It's easy for people to say they don't care about having money and that money can't buy happiness, but that's really not true.
These are interviews of people who claim that achieving certain things will make them happy. If I ask you the same question, you'd probably have a list too. Maybe your dream job, financial freedom, perfect health, or a meaningful relationship. But do you see the common pattern here? Happiness is always tied to something that we don't have yet. It's always about achieving something or possessing something. If I get my dream job, I will be happy. If I make enough money, life will be perfect. If I find the right person, I'll finally be at peace. But here's the paradox. Do those who achieve everything they desire find lasting happiness? Or is it just a temporary pleasure that fades, pushing them toward the next goal, the next chase? Think of the last time you achieved something you desperately wanted. A new job, a milestone, a personal goal. How long did the happiness last? Days? Weeks? Maybe months? The moment we get what we want, our mind quickly moves to the next thing. That's why the excitement fades. The thing is, we adapt quickly to new circumstances. This cycle is what psychologists call the hedonic treadmill. No matter how much we achieve, our happiness levels return to a baseline. Studies show that lottery winners return to their baseline level of happiness after a year. Similarly, people who go through tragic events often bounce back to their original state. So, if happiness isn't a destination or achievement, what is it? Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what is happiness? Why do we equate happiness with external achievements and fleeting pleasures? You are not alone in this. Our culture plays an important role. We're bombarded with messages that equate happiness with wealth, status, beauty. We are told that if we just have those things, we'll be happy. But this creates a sense of scarcity and comparison. We're always looking at what others have, feeling like we're not enough. This constant striving can lead to anxiety, dissatisfaction, and emptiness. There are three major illusions that trap us. First, the "I'll be happy when" syndrome. I'll be happy when I get a promotion. I'll be happy when I find love. I'll be happy when I have more money. Number two, comparison culture. We don't just chase happiness, we compare ours to others, making us feel like we're missing something. And three, the one missing piece. We fixate on the one or two things that are missing instead of appreciating the 100 good things we have. This obsession makes us feel incomplete, when in reality, we already have so much to be grateful for. Let's talk about Dave Mustaine, one of the greatest metal guitarists in history. In the early days of Metallica, Mustaine was their lead guitarist. But before Metallica became famous, they kicked him out of the band. Mustaine was furious. He swore revenge and formed his own band, Megadeth. Megadeth became one of the most successful metal bands ever, selling over 50 million records. But Mustaine wasn't happy. Why? Because Metallica was bigger. Even after achieving what most musicians dream of, he still felt like a failure, just because he was comparing himself to someone else. Now, compare that to Pete Best, the original drummer of the Beatles. In 1962, just before they skyrocketed to fame, Pete was fired. He was replaced by Ringo Starr. Imagine being part of a band that's about to become the biggest in history, only to be kicked out at the last moment. For years, Pete was devastated, but over time, he let go of comparison and played drums in his own way. He later said he was happier outside the band. The lesson? Happiness isn't about what happens to you, it's about how you choose to see it. One obsessed over comparison, the other let go. So, if chasing happiness doesn't work, what actually does? Maybe the answer is not in controlling life, but in learning how to let go. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means you still work hard, you still show up, but you stop tying your peace to the outcome. Because the truth is, you can't control everything. The more we try to force life, the more restless we become. When we loosen our grip, life begins to flow. You stop living only for the result and start enjoying the process itself. Real peace comes when your happiness is no longer dependent on your plans. Later in life, you may realize that something better was waiting for you, something you couldn't have planned. That's the beauty of letting go. A more peaceful life begins when we stop constantly asking what's missing and start noticing what's already here. Shift your focus inward. What truly matters? Is it love, growth, peace? Often, the things that make life deeply fulfilling are not the loudest things, they're the quiet ones. When we take time to appreciate what we have, even the small things, Our mind moves from scarcity to sufficiency, from pressure to presence. So much of our suffering comes from living in two places that don't exist, the past and the future. We replay old regrets or worry about what's next. In doing that, we miss the only place where life is actually happening, right now. Mindfulness is simply the practice of returning to this moment. The peace we're searching for is hidden inside ordinary moments we usually rush past. A deep breath, a cup of coffee, a conversation with someone you love. Never underestimate the power of human connection. People rarely wish they had worked more. They wish they had spent more time with the people they love. So if you really want to feel happier, it may not come from chasing more. It may come from doing the opposite. Here are 3 ways. 1. Stop chasing and start living. Don't make happiness the goal. Make meaning the goal. 2. Practice letting go. Do your best, but release the need to control everything. 3. Return to the present. Gratitude and mindfulness bring you back to the only moment that truly belongs to you, this one. Maybe happiness was never something to chase. Maybe it has been here all along, hidden in acceptance, presence, and gratitude. So stop running after happiness and start making space for peace. Because sometimes, the moment you stop chasing it is the moment you finally find it.